I just wanted to show you one really cool thing. As I was standing in my booth across the hall, I was accosted by somebody, and she said, "Oh my God, no! I have something you have to see." And this is Steffani. Has this. This is the Leia Dice shawlette that she made from a skein of Highland Handmaid's sock yarn. This was the color is lobster pot, and it's gonna look orange, but it's more like a hot pink, kind of a coral color. And it's
salmon, very
salmon-y. And it has some gray and navy blue flecks. And funny story, when I made the yarn, I wasn't its biggest fan. I kind of thought, I don't know anyone who's going to buy that. But I said, you know what, somebody will. Somebody will love it. I named it Lobster Pot. I threw it in the Etsy shop, and it was my first in-state sale, my first main sale. And Steffani, if you want to talk about your pattern and how you did it and what you think about it, I would love to hear it, and hopefully they would too.
The pattern that I chose was called Leia Dice.
We'll link that in the show notes.
It is a shawlette. It uses one skein, and it has a series of increases and a series of decreases. So I knit half the shawl, using half the yarn, and then I started my decreases for the other half.
Did you weigh the yarn?
I did weigh the yarn.
Where half and half was? That's awesome.
I wanted to use every single bit of it. And it was a little difficult at first to figure out a pattern for this, because there's a lot of color in here,
and it's high contrast, which is tricky.
Exactly,
yarns can be tricky,
but it's beautiful, and it looks just like a lobster.
It does. It does. That was the impetus, and it's tricky with lobsters and out-of-staters because there are so many who think lobsters are red. I'm sorry if you know that lobsters aren't red, but there is this population that believes that lobsters come red. And they don't. And they're this really nifty blue, green, gray, brown color to blend in with the ocean floor. And I kind of was playing with both of those ideas, both the actual lobster and, out of the pot.
You did a fantastic job. So the majority of this shawl is in stockinette, so that it really shows up the color. And then there's a little bit of lace on the edge.
Right, and it's knit beautifully.
Thank you. And you wanted me to wear it, right?
Yeah, if you could. I buy fiber and I buy yarn, and I'm definitely a consumer, and it never occurs to me that when I've done something with the person's yarn or fiber that I should show them. And yet, every time I sell something, I'm like, oh, I really hope I see what that is. And when it grows up, it's not fair. Like I get upset when I don't get any feedback, and it's so nice to see somebody at a fiber show who's got something of mine and said, hey, I did this. Take a look. It's so refreshing. So I'm going to have to send some pictures of my
I think
but
so.
That looks beautiful. The drape is nice, and it's
soft.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it is so soft. It was so much fun to knit too.
Good.
It was a special yarn that I wanted to make something special out of, and I got that.
Oh,
so thank you.
See, do you see why I do this now? This is it. So thank you much, Steffani, for coming in, and I will link the pattern in the show notes, and I may, if I can find it, I'll even link the expired listing so you can see it. Now that I have seen what it's going to look like, there will be more in the future. That was a one of a kind yarn. There's none like it in the world, so I'll have to make some fraternal twins.
Great.
So thank you.
Thanks.